All right, welcome everybody to the second episode of the Digital Film Reel podcast. And today we got a whole bunch of things to talk about. We have the runtime for the Batman, and we also have, what else do we have? We got all kinds of things. The Rings of Power from Amazon. That the title of that has been revealed. We also got a trailer for Moon Knight, and we are also going to be talking about the third and fourth episode of the Book of Boba Fett. And tonight we have with us again my brother Gavin. GMS is the name. Hey Gavin, how are you doing this night?
I'm doing great. I'm very tired.
That's fantastic.
But I'm gonna get through it.
Yes, you literally finished the episode like 10 minutes before we started this. So you ran here. You were playing basketball all day or something like that, and then you went watched the episode, and then you came here. So I thank you for your dedication. We also have again with us today. We got Will, and Will's lighting is completely destroyed. His light went out, so he has a X-wing picture up, which is very, very cool. So I just wanted to see how you're doing, Will, in the dark over there.
I'm doing great. I've never seen better.
Well,
worse.
And newcomer today. Newcomer today, we have Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to talk to you about all these fun developments in the world of pop culture. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good, my man. Doing good.
Awesome. So you guys want to jump right into this? I want to talk first about the Batman. So we got the announcement of the runtime of the Batman. It is going to be a whopping 2 hours and 55 minutes long. And I wanted to talk to you guys, see what you guys thought about that. Any speculation of why Warner Brothers has decided to make the movie, like allow that movie to be like that long? Because I don't know if you guys have known, but Warner Brothers has been known to, make their movies shorter. A lot of the times they like that 2 hour mark. So, what do you guys have any speculation on what you guys think is the reason for them deciding to allow a nearly 3 hour long movie?
Yeah. Let me jump in real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Batman or the DC universe. However, I do know that they're coming off of maybe one of the best trilogies ever created in superhero movies and just in general cinema. So my uneducated opinion would be that they're trying to follow up a masterpiece.
Are you referring to the Dark Knight trilogy?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And they're trying to not let any of the details go. They're trying to get everything right. And for that, they're ending up with a longer movie. That's my uneducated opinion. And I'll probably abstain from the rest of this conversation because I don't know anything else.
Anybody else have anything? Because I have a few thoughts. Does anybody have any other thoughts about like why Warner Brothers is allowing this to be 3 hours, whereas most of their movies, I think of like say Justice League, that Zack Snyder's version of Justice League was 4 hours long, and Warner Brothers, when Zack Snyder left the project, they had Joss Whedon cut the movie down to 2 hours, so it was cut literally in half, and that they're allowing Matt Reeves to essentially his starting movie is basically 3 hours long. Like it just makes it adds a lot of questions in my mind about like what is going to be the quality of this movie. Anybody have any thoughts? No. Okay, so I
mean, it just seems to fit the normal pattern everyone's doing. Well, TV shows are turning into movies, and movies are turning into two-parters in one almost.
I mean, that, but like normally when Warner Brothers sees a movie that they're producing, say like Justice League, Batman v Superman, King Arthur, those are some that come to mind that they cut down significantly from what the originals were. Like the theatricals are so much shorter than the say extended versions or even final versions. Like with King Arthur, they cut that down to like 2 hours and like 6 minutes, and that like it felt like there was a lot to that movie that there should have been a lot more to it, and it got terrible reviews because of it. But it tells me that Warner Brothers has a lot of faith in this movie. They probably obviously seen this movie because it's their movie, so they've seen it, and that they're not forcing Matt Reeves to cut it down at least to like maybe 2.5 hours, closer to like a Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises, like 2.5 hours, maybe 2:45 or something like that. Like have it slightly shorter so that way they can get in as many screenings as possible. Like that just shows to me that they have a lot of faith in this movie and Matt Reeves, and they think that this movie is really going to be something spectacular. And if you look at the movie releases for March, the only big movie that's coming out in March is The Batman. So they have the entire month of just The Batman in theaters. And they're releasing it on HBO Max April 14th or something like that, or 17th. I think it's something like that. So they're releasing it on HBO Max really, really close to the release date in theaters. So that gives...
blockbusters usually don't. If it's going to be a blockbuster, nothing's been really going longer than a couple months anyway.
I know,
so
but
that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but they normally don't release it like onto streaming until
that
a few months later. Yeah, it's very close. It's a month later. So it's like it'll probably still be in some theaters when they release it on HBO Max. So it's really showing me that this movie is going to be something very special, and they want
it to be.
Well, yeah, they want it to be, but if they're like about it, why would they allow it to be 3 hours? Because then that doesn't maximize the amount of screenings they can have.
Right.
So I just had a lot of speculation about that, and I'm super excited for the Batman movie. I'm literally wearing a Batman T-shirt right now. I love Batman, and I'm super hyped for the new movie. But if you guys don't have anything else to say, I mostly had stuff to say about it, so I just wanted to ramble about it.
I think it's interesting, at least in one of the trailers, they have Batman and Catwoman teaming up.
Yes.
And correct me, Lord Master, if I'm wrong, but doesn't that, for most of the comic books storylines, that happens like much more after much more interaction?
Yeah. Yes, in certain stories.
There's not a lot of familiarity
right
off the bat when she comes on the scene. It's usually like they fight a little. There's a little repartee for like a whole series. I don't know, just timeline wise, it's like at least the impression I got from the trailer was like Catwoman is this new person on the scene, and then Batman finds out who she is and asks for her help.
Potentially. I mean, this is
kind of.
It's going to be like a 3-hour long movie, so there could be a lot of back and forth, and because lately in the comics and in like shows and movies and stuff that they've made, Catwoman is less of a villain and more of like I don't know, she's in a gray area where she's not like an evil person. She's just a very selfish person. So this could be something. I don't think she was
ever like a true villain. She was just very much in it for herself.
Yeah.
And just the cat burglar.
Yeah.
Hence the name.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like they're going to go in a similar direction, because I know Batman's this is going to be in like his second year of being the Batman or something like that, where he's still very fresh to it and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it has some similarities to like Batman Year One as well, where I think in that they ended up teaming up a little bit. I think it's been a bit since I've looked into that, but I think that they teamed up a bit. She was in that in his first year of being Batman, so I assume it's going to be something similar to that. And I think it's something to do with the Long Halloween as well, which is like my favorite comic ever. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend reading it if you guys ever get a chance. So, yeah, if you guys didn't have anything else to say, we can start moving on to the Rings of Power. If you guys wanna move on to that.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Amazon has announced their Lord of the Rings series, which we've been calling it Amazon's Lord of the Rings series for a long time now, and they finally revealed the title of it, and it is Rings of Power, and you can hear the overlay of Galadriel reading off that what is it, the poem or whatever, with the sayings that I'm running out of words here. Where she's reciting nine rings to the men, all that stuff. So it's like, it's very, very interesting to see where they're taking it. We're getting a better idea of what era it's going to be in, what the story is going to look like, and it looks like it's going to be revolving around the Rings of Power, and actually the Lord of the Rings, which I mean, yes, Sauron was in the other movies, but he was the villain. He was a big eye on a tower. So it's going to be very interesting to see him as an actual character, an entity in this, actually doing
besides
some
the flashbacks
stuff. Yes, exactly. So I'm very, very excited to see where it's going. I heard a lot of people saying they did not like the Galadriel voice. I don't know. What did you guys think?
I didn't really like it.
You didn't like her voice?
Because it's a different
yes.
Yeah,
it's a whole new
it's
cast, right?
Yes.
Of course, it's not different. It's not original, but I mean,
that's the thing. I think a lot of people are going through.
There wasn't enough bass in it. I feel like it was kind of just
Yes, it is. It is very That's I felt the same thing with Kate Blanchett when she was reciting that. Kate Blanchett has just such a commanding voice, and that was lacking there for me. It didn't feel as there wasn't enough oomph in it. But I mean, I still am extremely excited for.
I still think it's a decent voice, and also you got to remember she is several hundred years younger in this series.
Yeah.
So
and
not that she's that less powerful, but
yes, So
this far back of a prequel where no one is around but the elves that you've seen and maybe Gandalf.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. Might see.
I think.
It would be interesting if he comes up, because at least from what I know, I haven't read that section of the books. I don't know much about the lore. I know he's around, but I don't think he's the Gandalf that we know at that time.
Yeah. You were going to say something? Yeah.
Yeah, I think on my end of things, I'm going to suspend judgment and just look at her acting ability before I put judgment on anything.
Oh, definitely.
We haven't seen her interact, but is that actor renowned in any other
I don't know. I didn't recognize a lot of the cast at all. I think they're going for a lot of people that are relatively unknown. They've been in some stuff, but I don't know too many of the cast members. I know that one of the lead guys is a guy from Game of Thrones, but beyond that, I don't know too much of the cast. But I'm excited to see what they do. I like the fact that they're bringing in a lot of unknown actors and stuff. So I'm very, very excited to see what they do with it. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do very, very well in this series.
Certainly put enough money on it, that's for sure.
Oh, jeez. $250 million.
This is basically Amazon's answer to Game of Thrones.
Yes, it's costing way more than Game of Thrones.
The amount of money they're throwing at this is impressive, to say the least.
Yes. I was talking to my dad, and he was telling me about the image that they released a year or so ago, where you see that character on the hill and stuff, and you see the city in the background, and then you see the big trees and stuff. So I was I was trying to figure out what was going on in that image, because I was like, I thought the trees were in the Silmarillion, and I was like, I didn't think the rights to the Silmarillion were available. Whoever had them was refusing to sell them, even to Warner Brothers when Warner Brothers was trying to develop stuff for the Silmarillion.
Warner Brothers got it. Well, that was a big thing. I know after there was a lot of issues with rights with Tolkien's estate.
Yeah.
Especially with the Hobbit
Yes.
and how the Hobbit was handled.
Yes.
But there was a royalties issue with the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and in the Hobbit trilogy there was even more issues, and then the Tolkien estate was like, "You're not getting this."
Yeah.
Much to Peter Jackson's chagrin, and I think it was a little unfair on his part because he definitely could have made something out of it.
Yes, I think Warner Brothers was definitely the.
It was very much
again Warner Brothers causing problems.
Fine, yeah.
But I recently found out that back in, I think, July, it was announced that Amazon obtained the rights to some of the Silmarillion and some of Unfinished Tales as well. So we're going to be seeing a lot of extra stuff beyond what the, what we initially thought the series was going to be. So I am just extremely excited for that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything to add on to that before we touch on Moon Knight? No?
I don't think so.
All right.
Again, just expressing my absolute excitement to see it.
Yes.
I can hear it.
I wish I could see your face right now.
Yes. Okay, so Moon Knight. The trailer just came out, I think, Monday, a couple days after our last podcast. We didn't talk about it then. But did you guys all see the trailer for Moon Knight? Yes.
Not recently.
You didn't.
I know we talked about it, and I forgot to watch. I had seen it a while, or no, because it just came out. I'm thinking of something else.
Okay, so
I
you
didn't get a chance to see it.
You didn't see the trailer. Okay, so
No.
Oscar Isaac.
I'll just take a bathroom break during this.
So Oscar Isaac is playing. What is his name in this? Is he Mark something? I don't even. I'm not a big, I don't know too much about Moon Knight, but I am.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I'm very, very curious to see what's going on in this. I know this character has he has multiple personalities, and he also has the Egyptian moon god of revenge in him, so that's one of his personalities or something. I don't know. I watched a video about Moon Knight, but there was so much to take in that it was hard to really understand what was going on. But I enjoyed the trailer. It looks like it's going to be fun. I've heard a lot of people extremely excited for it, and people saying that they think this might be the best Disney Plus Marvel series yet. So I'm very excited to see it. I don't know too much about it, but I'm actually excited that
Hawkeye was pretty good. I don't know. I really liked Hawkeye.
I have not watched Hawkeye yet, and
okay.
Yeah, I wanted to, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But
I can watch it too.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this. This is coming out March 30th. So yeah, I'm excited, and I'm glad that I don't know too much, so that way I can be surprised each episode. Yeah. So anybody else have anything to talk about with Moon Knight before we dive into Book of Boba Fett?
What do you guys think about his suit?
Moon Knight suit?
Yes.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings.
It's a very quick preview. A lot is happening all at once, so it's very hard to catch different.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That's all I know. I saw the cover.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stills out there and stuff, but the stills look good, but there's a couple spots where he's moving around, and I'm like, I still don't know about this one. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the actual costume, but I mean, that can change when when the actual show comes out and we get to see it in action. So
you might see something different.
Yeah, we might end up loving it, or we're like, this is probably the worst costume in all of the MCU.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of a time Marvel has done a bad costume.
Yes.
That is
true.
I can think of times DC has done bad costume.
I can think of several times that has happened.
Or lack thereof.
Yes. Yes, right. So I have a lot of faith in Marvel because everything they put out, even the things that I was like, on, was still really good and enjoyable. So I'm very excited to see Moon Knight when that comes out. All right, anybody have any thoughts about the Book of Boba Fett, episode 3? We are going to be talking spoilers here, so if you guys have not seen
Just
the
out of the gate.
episode, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, this episode is like a week and a half old, so it's like, come on, if you haven't watched it, I don't know where you've been. So, and we're gonna talk about spoilers for the next episode as well. So if you guys have not seen those episodes yet, go and watch them, and then come back and finish this video later. All right. So, anybody have any thoughts on episode 3 of the Book of Boba Fett? I've got quite a few things. But before anybody says anything, I really want to say something to Will. So last week when Gavin said something about Boba getting his pet, I was like, don't say it. He got the Rancor from the Hutts, and Will hadn't seen the episode yet. And I was like, whoa, no, don't say anything. And Will goes, what? The Rancor? And I was like, how do you know about that? But I was like, I don't know what to do.
Social media.
Well, but the thing is, Will genuinely did not know. And
I'm sorry for you.
Gavin wasn't even.
That was such a good.
Gavin wasn't even referring to the Rancor. He was talking about that lizard in episode 2 when it went up his nose. So
that's right.
Will
Yeah.
Will literally just called it before he even saw episode 3.
And I was freaking out about it ever since.
And I was like, I don't know what to say.
Will
Spoil
has
it for him.
Just let it roll. Just let it
Will
roll,
has a
man.
great ability of calling things out before they actually happen.
Yeah.
Yep,
But
like I knew LeBron was going to the Lakers, for example. And I knew that the
I was supposed to know
Rancor.
that. You're a little late to that one.
Yeah, and I knew the Rancor was gonna be his pet. I don't know what to say.
Okay. But okay, does anybody have any
it's
Yeah, but this was he called it and only saw episode 2. He was just like, "What? The Rancor?"
Rancor, like
Oh,
what
my
in
word.
the world?
It was funny. All right, does anybody have anything to say? Oh, I have another clarification for last week's episode. So we were trying to figure out what his title was, and we called it the Dynamo. And I have since rewatched most of the episodes, and they have said it multiple times in episode 4. And it's not the Dynamo; it is the What is? How do you pronounce it, guys? It's the what?
I believe it's Danyo, right?
Daimyo. I've got it written down right here. Daimyo, like dime and then yo. Daimyo. And it is in fact a Japanese, title or whatever for like a lord or something like that. Yeah, right.
It's a general or a lord of some sort.
Yeah. So okay, so what were your thoughts on episode 3? Like what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Or if there was nothing you didn't like about it, what are your thoughts?
Episode 3 was definitely developed the main story quite a bit.
Yes. Less flashback stuff.
Let me say, I think the
I want to talk about that.
The Wookiee is one of the coolest additions
Chrysanthemum?
into an already cool show.
Yes,
that
I
you can
love
put in.
Chrysanthemum. He's just the best. I'd
I
watch a
think
show
he has
just about him.
I think he has a great personality as well.
Yes.
Like
Definitely.
Mhm.
he just doesn't give a crap, but he also wants to like people to notice him and think he's impressive.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird combination.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care what he does as long as it brings him notoriety. And I think that's really funny because he'll just work for anyone as long as he can just get famous from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it's kind of cool.
I kind of wonder if that changed though after this time, because at least for Wookiee lore, like he didn't kill his quarry, like he lost. That's kind of a shameful thing. He got captured by Boba Fett. I'm wondering if that ties into a little bit of him getting drunk in the. Oh wait, that's episode 4. When
That
we
is
see him again, right?
that is episode 4, but we are talking about spoilers, so we can get into episode 4. So you guys watching, I'm sorry, but go and watch. Get up to date. It's fine. We can talk about episode 4 a little bit too. It's fine. I was going to actually say something about that too, Kevin. So yeah, you can continue.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that scene. I'm trying to look up a character. Is the dude who played? No, it's not Machete.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
freaking Machete bringing the Rancor to come back
okay,
around to
so-
that.
So I knew Robert Rodriguez was involved in this.
Thank you,
in
Robert
it.
Rodriguez. Yeah.
Well, no. That's the director, and Danny Trejo is in like everything that he's done. And when Danny Trejo brought the Rancor up, I immediately was like, "Oh, Robert Rodriguez directed this episode."
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, that." To see Danny Trejo, and he fits so well, I think, in Star Wars.
He does.
He just
and,
looks the part as a Rancor trainer. It was awesome.
Well, Machete can do anything.
Yes.
What I don't know, for those viewers that don't know this, he is a big advocate for pit bull adoption and is a big advocate for misunderstanding that pit bulls are actually very intelligent, very good dogs, and they get a bad rep because they're used for fights.
Yeah.
And now his character in Star Wars is representing that Rancors are more than just fighters.
Yeah.
So I thought that was, I don't know if he maybe chose that character a little bit just to fit what it's like in real life, but I thought that was a really cool thing.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I'm so happy to see it. He has some great lines in there as well. And obviously the Rancor it's a Rancor. That is awesome. We got
And the fact that it's animatronic is so freaking cool.
Yes, it's amazing. I was so happy to see
life-size head. It's awesome.
Yes. And I love that they made reference to the Witches of Dathomir riding them, which was established. Oh, what was that book called? It was like something about Princess Leia back in like the 80s or something like that. Like when the Witches of Dathomir was actually like, created and stuff. In that book, they made reference to the witches riding the Rancor. So I like that callback. That was pretty cool.
The lore. Some of the lore drops in that episode. I think that was the Rancor was in 3, and also in the beginning when the Watermonger comes to make a request, and he talks about the interesting fact about, for everyone who knows, even though he doesn't say it, that Tatooine was once an ocean planet.
Yeah.
And then it got glassed by this ancient Sith civilization. And it's just like, actually a cool fact. And then like every nerd lore guy watching this is like, but I want to hear the canon version.
Yeah. I like to hear.
We lost Gav.
Yeah, Gavin vanished, but I hope that he'll be back. If not, then I'll cry. So getting into a little bit of so there was a lot of people complaining about a certain aspect to this episode. I think, Kevin, you're nodding your head. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
The Power Rangers on mopeds.
Yes. Okay, so
I like the gang, the semi cybernetic gang was very cool.
Yes, I agree.
The color, like the very clean bikes, when you see them in the background, look cool.
Yeah. When
you see them lined up and they look like mopeds, not as cool.
Yeah, and moving as well. Like I had a lot of like, it's more design stuff than like, I don't mind the characters. I think they're fine.
I think they need some polish.
Yeah. No, they need less polish.
You got the one with the eye line. I thought was actually pretty good.
Yes, I like him. I like the. I mean, I like them all to a certain degree, but I feel like they're too clean. They look too clean for Tatooine, because, excuse me. They like they're but it's like on Tatooine there's sandstorms and there's sand everywhere. It's like your bikes would not be that clean. They should have some wear and tear to them. Unless they're spending literally all their money that they get, the very little money they get, because they said there's no work. That's why they're stealing the water.
Right.
They, like,
I think
Go ahead.
I think that, like you're saying, I think they're a little too clean, but I think having their bikes, one, they're not the kind of sand, dirty, rusty color like everything else is. They
Yeah.
are these neon colored Power Ranger colored bikes, and I think it shows what they value.
Yes.
You know, that
yes.
like they almost don't even, you know, they kind of upgrade themselves,
Yeah.
and then they, you know, they place a real value on their very interestingly designed, you know, 20 mirrored mopeds.
Yeah. I mean, like
I still like them, but it's just that's a lot of mirrors.
Yeah. I mean, they actually make reference to this in episode 4, like when you see Fennec Shan in that flashback sequence where, you know, she's getting all the cybernetic parts, and Boba says, like, aren't you going to cover that up? And the guy there is like, like, you know, he makes a comment and be like, why would you cover up all that beautiful machinery? Yeah. So
I thought that was, as much as it was a little, the whole atmosphere of the robot tattoo parlor was
yes, I actually have that written down on in my notes. I was like, body modification tattoo parlor.
I thought it was a cool concept.
Yes.
I didn't like that it
seemed like something that would be on Coruscant, not Tatooine.
Yeah, it felt a little too out of place. It was a little too much of a shock.
Yeah. And I didn't like the dubstep music kind of stuff. Like, it just didn't.
It was one too many things, I think.
Yeah, I like the idea, but not on Tatooine.
I think it could work. I just think it looked like you literally like you stepped through a portal when you walked through the door. Like you're not on Tatooine anymore.
Yeah.
You're in some, 1,000 level of Coruscant or something.
Yeah, and it was
I
the soul.
completely agree with that assessment.
Yeah, it was the soul, the soul like structure, and like there was nothing else. It was just that spot. Yeah. And I feel like it would have worked better if it was like within a city. Mm-hmm. Like if it was in Mos Espa or Mos Eisley or something like that, like a little bit more populated,
right?
dense.
So like the entire idea of Tatooine is like that those kind of frivolous businesses can't survive because there's no money. Like it's all about slavery and survival and like desolate landscapes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of frivolous business isn't supposed to really exist.
Right, or like you have gambling, casino style stuff. Yeah. It's basically like, worst era, like the worst, Las Vegas, Nevada you could go to.
Yeah.
Alien Las Vegas.
Yeah. So, I saw that and I was just like, it's fine. Like I don't care enough to like really like be all up in arms about it. Like the Power Ranger characters are kind of growing on me. I like them. So it's just something that I'm like, I probably wouldn't have added it in the way they did.
Right.
Like I don't mind
like,
it.
Can we also talk about how slow the bikes were?
Oh my gosh, yes, I have that written down here too.
It's like not only do they look like Power Rangers, but they're weak.
They're moving like the Power Ranger TV show.
Well, like the whole chase sequence, I think what would have made that better is the editing. I think the editing in it would have made it feel a little bit faster paced and a little bit more of an adrenaline rush instead of like you can run. You can run faster than that.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like I could walk and just
Boba should have been there, like way before any of them with his jetpack. Like he was flying. What? Where was he?
I do like he sends his people to go get the mayor, and then he kind of shows up half a second later.
Yeah.
But
it's cool, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well,
I just think it should have looked like they were going faster.
Yeah. But I also heard like some other people talking about like the actual chase sequence was almost meant to be almost ridiculous because the guy they were chasing was the Major Domo, and that guy is like he's not necessarily,
he's like third rate.
Yeah, so it's like to have it be a ridiculous chase where they're chasing this ridiculous guy and he's the one who ends up crashing into a big thing of fruit. Like, so it's like,
fruit.
So it's like, it's the whole thing I feel like was supposed to be cartoony and ridiculous. So, you
If
know,
that's what it was, it worked.
yes.
They did a good job.
Yeah. So I'm not a huge fan of it. Obviously, I would have preferred to have it something different, but I mean, it's still all right. I don't know if you guys noticed in episode 3 at the minute mark, 33 minutes and 10 seconds, there is a blunder in the shot. I don't know if any of you guys saw this, but I saw it and I was laughing. I think your mic is muted.
Yeah, I was
There
calling
you-
for some
Oh,
checking on something.
oh,
Yeah,
so
the corner.
yes. Okay, so you can see.
I've
have
seen
not.
the meme. I didn't see.
Hello?
I didn't see it.
So
I can hear
you,
you.
Gavin.
this
Yeah.
is
Okay.
this is episode 3.
Yes, episode 3.
We're still. Okay, I wanna look this up after.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so it's at minute 33 and 10 seconds. If you have that freeze frame right there, you can see when one of the speeder gang guy, the guy with the one eye, he comes around a corner and it's like an overhead shot. And while it's over, you can see the corner of a building and the roof is not there, so you can see all the wooden planks and stuff like they used to build the set. And it's just really, really funny. I thought it was hilarious when I saw that. I went into the episode, went to that spot and I just watched it and I was like, that is hilarious.
I'm waiting for them to do something like they did with the T-shirt and jeans
Yes,
minifigure guy
they are
from.
definitely going to. Disney
Yeah.
is going to go in. They're going to add a roof onto that building, and then they're going to reapply it to
Oh, yeah.
Disney Plus. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Does anybody else
I-
have anything else?
so
to say?
they fixed
Yeah.
the jeans guy blooper.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, I think it took them like a day.
Yeah, they
That one
immediately
took
went
him like
in.
a day because he's in shot.
Yes.
Like this
he's
one, you
very
got to go to
visible.
like a very specific time frame.
Yeah.
He's in a shot,
Yes.
like just standing there.
Oh
He's
yeah, I
not
see
in
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in a shot for like several seconds before
Yeah.
the camera
this
pans
is
somewhere
this
else.
is
Didn't they like write him into fan lore?
oh
or
somebody.
something?
I'm pretty sure somebody did.
Somebody made a minifigure like like an actual buy in a plastic case minifig.
Oh my
that is
gosh, that is
white-
amazing.
white it's like t-shirt blue pants, man.
Yeah.
Like they don't use jeans, they use some sort of weird phrasing, but
Yep.
it is the guy in the background is like this strange worker on the what was it, the jail.
Yeah.
Was that where
Yeah,
where it was?
I think so. I don't remember, but
prison the prison ship.
that is hilarious. Oh man. So oh man, so I'm looking through my notes for episode 3. I don't see a whole lot. I don't see a whole lot in here. Oh, okay, right here. The flashback sequence. There wasn't a ton of flashbacks in episode 3, but I wanted to touch on them. So Boba goes to the Pikes and he's talking with them and stuff. And we find out that the speeder gang, what are they called? I got their name somewhere here. The Nikto biker gang.
I think so, yeah.
They are already getting payment from the Pikes to have clear passage through the sand dunes or whatever it is. And
the Dune Sea.
the Dune Sea. Yes, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I call myself a fan. Oh my word. So so basically they say that the Nikto gang they're already paying them and they're not going to pay the sand people, the Tuskens, for it as well. So Bubba's like, okay, we'll deal with it. But when he gets back, the Tuskens have been slaughtered.
That particular tribe, his tribe.
Yes, his tribe has been completely slaughtered. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Like what was you guys' reactions when you saw that?
I almost called it because he was out by himself.
Yes, I
Like
was
they were
thinking
doing
that
a
too.
lot of him walking around. I kind of felt like something's gonna happen because they keep calling back to like the old style,
Yeah.
cowboy and Indian movies, and
Yeah.
then it's like this. I felt like that was gonna happen eventually. I honestly thought it'd been later in the series,
Yeah, me too.
but it's like, nope, we're doing so. Because I think it plays into kind of what happens also in the 4th episode. He's talking to totally blanking on the assassin's name that works with him.
Fennec Shan.
Yeah, Fennec.
Yeah.
He talks about building a family, how important a tribe is.
Yeah.
having lost one,
Yeah.
having well, actually lost two. He
Yes.
has
Yeah.
the time when he lost his father. He lost the Kaminoans. We now know. Well, I won't say that because
Yeah, we're not
some of
sure.
you guys haven't.
Yeah.
Well, who here has seen the Bad Batch all the way through?
I have.
I have
yes.
not, but I know enough about it, so.
Do you know what happens in like the series, the season finale?
A little bit, but I mean, I don't care if you spoil it. It's been
Oh,
a
okay.
long time.
So
If you spoil it, it's my own fault for not watching the whole thing.
well, they basically they take out the cloning facility. The Empire,
Yeah.
does their classic scorched earth routine when they're done with something, and they, so I don't know if if Boba necessarily saw that because he was at that time a bounty hunter, but I'm sure
Yeah.
he heard about it.
Yeah.
At least lore wise. So he's lost his home where he was born for all intents and purposes. And then this family who adopts him after, he's kind of done being he's kind of found a new family and a new way of life, trying to leave the old
Yeah.
way behind. And then that gets taken away from him. So now he's got a third chance and he's trying to do it right by becoming the Daimyo or Dino of
Daimyo.
Daimyo.
Daimyo. Like Daimyo.
The kingpin.
Daimyo.
The kingpin.
Yeah. Yeah, the kingpin. Yes.
The Godfather. Well, because he said he doesn't say he wants to build a business. He doesn't say he wants to build like this this criminal empire.
Yeah.
He wants to build a family.
Yeah.
He says that
A crime
several
family.
times.
Yeah.
He wants to build a crime family like freaking God, like
The Godfather, yeah.
like literally like the Godfather.
Yeah.
He wants to be
there's a few
head of
nods
family.
to classic
yeah.
mob stuff in episode 4 that we'll get to.
Especially now that we're getting with the Pite Syndicate, I guess
Yeah.
I definitely think we're going to see a lot more of that style of show, less cowboy and Indian stuff.
Yes,
like
and
freaking train heist.
More like more crime, mobs and just all kinds of different families and heads of organizations colliding into each other, which we get to see a little bit more of that in episode 4 as well.
Yeah.
So when he returns to the Tuscans and sees them all slaughtered, we get to see, what was the leader? I can't remember if he had a name or a title or anything like that.
Don't know if they ever give him a name, which is kind of cool. He's just, the chief.
Yeah. So the chief got he puts his staff in the fire, and we see him put the kid's little stick in the fire as well. Signifying that the kid also passed. They
I think they actually showed the kid in camera.
I don't think they did. I rewatched
the
episode.
Oh no,
we
saw the Chiefs. Saw the Chiefs mask in camera. That's
yes, right. I don't think they would have showed the kid just because that's a little much.
That's a lot.
But I did not see the warrior woman that he was training him.
That's true.
I didn't see her body, and they never focused on it. Like, I think I may have seen them, him throw in the, what are the staffs called? The do you remember, Kevin? Do you remember what the I know they have a title, but I can't.
Is it gaffy stick?
Yes, the gaffy sticks. So he threw a gaffy stick in between, or right before he threw the Chiefs in, and it looked like I saw a pointy end, and I know hers had a pointy end, but I feel like they would have focused on it a little bit more.
Doing a little more, yeah. That's a good point. I don't think they showed her.
We never saw her body as well. So it's like, is there potential for her to come back? Is she not actually dead? I just don't know, because it's like she didn't seem like the type that would go down very easily at all.
No.
She could have been captured, but we also didn't see her with.
Or just freaking knew enough to get out of there.
I don't
like
think
a
she would
lone
have.
survivor.
I don't think she would have abandoned them. Though.
Maybe not abandoned, but like try to hunt them back down after they ran off.
Yeah.
Trey, didn't you have something like a theory that she was, or like a nod towards lore?
Yeah,
like she was a Jedi or something.
Yeah, so there is a story in Legends about I think it's Legends. It might actually be.
I don't think it's canon.
Okay, I didn't know if it was a comic or something like that, but there is there was a female Jedi who fell in love with a Tusken and then joined one of their tribes and stuff and got all the wrappings and things like that. So I mean, there is potential for that to be a nod to that. So
I know there's something canon about there was a Tusken Raider that became a Jedi and then
Yeah.
went back to the Tuscans.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was a comic. That was like, in a series of something else.
Yeah. So I don't know because we never saw her body, but I think we may have seen her gaffy stick get chucked into the fire. I just don't know. You
I
know.
honestly wouldn't be surprised if that's like everyone's gone.
Yeah. I just
Like I think that'd be really powerful. It was like your second chance
yeah.
was taken out by these guys, and then you hunt the biker gang down and just completely obliterate them.
Yes.
Like you will never threaten
loved
anyone
that.
again. You're done.
I loved that.
Yeah.
When he brings Slave One and just like completely obliterates the entire.
Yeah, it
Nixio
wasn't. There
gang.
was like no remorse either. He didn't
I
let up.
know.
It was just.
When I was watching that, I was like, "This is the Boba Fett I've been wanting to see." I just wanted to see him just like, not even caring, just completely just massacre.
He
other
cared.
one.
He cared. This wasn't like surgical. This was brutal.
Not caring.
Letting you know. Oh, okay. I see.
Not caring that he's just slaughtering. Obviously he. He cared for
There's
the
hatred
Tuscans.
behind those eyes.
Exactly, but he didn't. He was like, there's no remorse at all.
Yeah.
He wanted to destroy them, and they very much were destroyed. That was like that scene was really really well made because it was just like, whoa, they just like blew up, and it was awesome.
I like the missile shot. I think he
Yeah.
burns this ordnance on a freaking biker just to you're gonna like the leader, you're gonna die. Above everything else. Some of these guys might still be alive. You're going to die.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was definitely yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was amazing. But since we're getting into a little bit more of episode 4 stuff, do you guys want to just keep talking about episode 4 as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was
just
more
a
in
second.
depth episode.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so
I'll be right back.
so so episode 4, I think this was my favorite episode. I had so much fun with this episode. There were so many callbacks, so many Easter eggs in this episode that every time I was pausing things, rewinding just because I wanted to watch certain things again. Because the whole point is he's going to get Slave One from Bib Fortuna in Jabba's palace. A few things I had questions on was he mentions that he was with it's been years. Obviously Mandalorian from Return of the Jedi, I think they've said that it's about 6 years. So when in these flashbacks you see him save Ming-Na Wen's Fennec Shan and stuff, so it brings it up to modern, not modern, but where Mandalorian is. So it's at least 6 years after. So how long was he with those Tuskens? Was he with them for years? And that is why he cared so much, and he went after them, after the Nixio gang, and just slaughtered them like animals, as Anakin would say.
If you look at
those guys had it coming in Anakin's eyes. They lived in sand, and they killed us all.
Yeah,
they enjoyed it. What's wrong with those animals?
We know how Anakin feels about sand.
They enjoy the coarseness. It's so wrong.
So I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was a long time.
Yeah, it had to have been years. He
well,
did say years at one point.
Yeah, it would have been. I saw a video on it earlier. Someone did the math. It would have been between him about when he would have to have gotten out of the Sarlacc pit to have survived.
Yeah,
around 7. No way, we're going forward. So it's 4. Yeah. I think it's 4 after the Battle of Yavin. So yeah, 4 ABY, and then the
super technical. Oh my.
Yeah. I follow lore masters on YouTube. But they talk about because when Mando interacts with him, I think it's around 7 ABY. So okay. there's this, or 9 BBY. So there's or ABY. So there's this 3-5 year gap.
Yeah.
So from the point he gets out of the Sarlacc pit, and to the point where he sits on the throne for the first time, it's like 10 years have gone by.
I think it's 5. I think they say it's like 5, 7. It's somewhere.
Okay.
It's a decent portion of time.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you guys this? Because this is something I didn't understand. When he went to get his armor, he didn't remember that it got stripped from him because he was knocked out.
Yes, I believe he was super dehydrated and delirious. Like, cause he
Yeah.
think about, he hasn't had like water or food in a while, and he had to crawl his way up through the sarlacc and through the sand as well. So it's like he's probably completely wiped out. And then the Jawas were, stripped him of his armor and stuff. So
Made him
he,
walk, yeah.
yeah. So it's like,
I don't know if he was even awake for that.
Yeah.
well,
If
that's
he
what
was,
I'm
he was like
wondering.
He
in and
passed
out
out.
and
They
stuff.
came and got his hunger, and then they knocked him out again. So I'm like, okay, you were awake for like half a second.
Yeah. So it makes sense to me why he probably wouldn't remember that. And
But
not sure what
but
happened.
how would he have gotten out without his armor? You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Well,
know
maybe
where
he
that
didn't-
logic was coming from.
Well, I mean, how many times, like, if you've been so, deprived of sleep, starving, and dehydrated, like, there's a lot of things you're going to end up forgetting and not
I know.
really
Like,
remembering.
it makes me wonder, like, if he just doesn't even remember getting out of the
Yeah.
Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he probably
because it's
remembers
like-
bits and pieces, but definitely not
Right.
too many
Like,
details.
how long was he in the Sarlacc pit
He
for?
couldn't have been in there too long because he would have starved to death and stuff. And, he had to
Got
have
another-
been only in there for a little bit of time.
His oxygen reserves only last 2 hours.
Of course
Okay.
you would know that.
So, another question. There was like a long time ago a book or a novel written about Dengar rescuing him, I think.
Legends.
What is it, Legends?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's kind of what I was expecting to happen, but do they not want to have like any sort of canonical resemblance to Legends? You know what I mean?
I think they're
Like,
picking.
are they trying to stay away from that?
I think they're like picking and choosing what they like from Legends. Obviously, we've seen some stuff come back from Legends, but I think for the most
Some
part,
of the stuff they're not allowed to touch either.
you what?
There's some of the stuff that they're not allowed to touch either, from my understanding of the contract.
Oh,
they're not
really?
allowed to change the legend lore. They can use it, but they can't
Yes.
change it.
Yes, yeah,
They can negate. They cannot use it.
yeah. They
But
can
can't
take.
change
They can.
the legend lore.
But they can take aspects from it as inspiration and stuff. But
Right.
So I mean, they just change the whole thing from whatever the
Yeah.
Dengar thing was to him. I honestly think, Will, you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about Parks and Rec, when they were doing the filibuster, and talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
the Boba. I think they just watched that episode and they're like, hey, let's just do that. So that's probably what it was. So
And I wonder, yeah, that's probably one of John Favreau's favorite shows. And
Yeah,
he's like, that's
probably.
actually a good idea.
Oh man, yeah. So I yeah, I think this episode had so much to love in it. Obviously, him going. Okay, let's just talk about the Sarlacc for a moment. I was very happy to see it again, and I called what was going to happen
Love
to
and
it.
hate relationship.
I was just so happy because obviously it's a terrible monster thing, kind
Yeah.
of. But it's like I love seeing it, and I love the. I like to see the big giant, whatever that was, the snout of it or whatever. Like George Lucas had added in the, with CGI
Yeah.
and the
It
special
looked
editions.
a lot better this time.
Oh yes, it did look a lot better, but I did like that callback and stuff to it because
Yeah.
I think it looked obviously better, and it just it was really cool to see that jump out and stuff.
Mhm.
As soon as they got close in Slave One, I was like, that thing's gonna jump out at them.
Yeah.
I loved that tense moment. I was like, are they trying to go in that thing with the ship?
Well, here's
that would
the
not
thing.
that would not the ship would not fit in there.
Well, here's the thing. I'm wondering if they kind of went off of the fact that in Legends, the sand or
The Sarlacc,
no
the sand.
the yacht when
Oh,
it crashes
the barge,
is
yes.
supposed to kill it.
Oh,
So I'm wondering, is he going in there thinking it's, we're thinking it's dead because that's what Legends had said,
mm.
and then he's going in there thinking the same thing, or he's just like it's a plant animal, maybe it's asleep,
Yeah.
and then it jumps him and jumps the audience.
Or he's just like, I don't think it's gonna do anything. I'm in my ship.
right.
I don't know.
And then it freaking grabs the ship
Yeah.
and drags it down.
Or he's only seen the original version of the movie and doesn't realize it has the big the big snout.
He just got knocked down there by a spear.
Yeah. So, yeah, I as soon as I saw Slave 1 flying, I immediately was like, "Oh no. Please tell me that they are going to use the bombs that Jango had used in episode 2, Attack of the Clones." Like, when I saw that flying, I was like, I want to hear that noise so bad.
We got it in Mando.
We
I was
did?
so happy we got it.
I can't even remember that. I need to watch Mando again.
It was it was when they did the raid on that weapons ammunition factory.
Yes, I remember now. Yes.
And he had 2 TIE fighters pursuing him out, and he's like, he doesn't even care. He just flips the switch and just keeps on going, and then it drops.
I remember
and
now.
you get that sweet fan service to episode 2.
Amazing. but to see two amazing things come back in that way, I was so excited to, like, as soon as the thing grabs them, I'm like, they're gonna drop a bomb into the Sarlacc and we're gonna see it explode. I was so happy. I was just like, yes. It was amazing.
And
following that, that line was great.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah.
But the thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but like it's something that I picked up when he's washing down. This is totally a nerd thing, but when he's washing down with water, that makes acid worse.
Yes.
So I'm like that's gonna even
hence he needs the Bacta tank.
Yeah, he needs the Bacta tank because you rinsed him down with water after being covered in acid for the second time.
We discussed this last week. Physics and science were completely different in a galaxy.
Completely different. Yeah, I know.
far
It's
away.
like just take some stuff. Like I think I know.
Well, bombs fall in space. There's gravity in space apparently. So I mean, water
That's
can
magnets, man. Come on. Don't you watch behind the scenes stuff? They explain that it's magnets.
I did not. I didn't.
No.
I'm sorry.
You
Okay.
usually
Well, they
don't.
did that because people were upset. I guarantee you.
I mean, honestly, a ship that size would probably have its own gravitational pull too. But
Yeah, I said that.
this is
Yeah,
this
he
isn't
did say
this
that.
isn't. Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Let's not go down this route.
I recoil from the Last Jedi talking points. All right.
Not talk about the giant pizza slice ship. The last thing was that.
So right before he got Slave 1 back, we got to see a lot of fun things in Jabba's palace, or Bib Fortuna's palace at this point.
Right.
We got to see the reference to like mob movies where they sneak in through the kitchen. And we got to see Eve 99 again from Return of the Jedi. As soon as I saw him, I was like, yes, I love this guy.
That's the bunny ear. Is that the bunny ear guy?
No, that's the other guy. The
Like the black metallic dude, right?
EV-99 is the guy who was telling R2 and 3PO that they, what jobs they were gonna get.
Right.
He was like, to 3PO, he was like, our last protocol droid upset Jabba or something like that. Yeah. So I was really happy to see him again. That he's just like, in the kitchens. I thought that was hilarious.
Yep.
And then we got to see I call him Chef Grievous. So the chef droid's like, and he pulls out all 4 arms and he's like spinning
Yes.
the
I love how he didn't make
utensils
a move
around.
at all. He just
Yes.
kind of defend his area. Like,
So-
don't come near me.
Yes, I also saw a thing that little tool that Fennec Shan used to cut the the bars to sneak in. That was the
Innocent.
same. The
Same
what?
thing that he.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
That tool, when she uses it, is the same sound effect that as when Anakin decapitates Count Dooku. So
Really?
it's like there's a bunch of like Revenge of the Sith Easter eggs in that one scene because she uses that tool to decapitate the General Grievous droid thing, the Chef Grievous. So I thought that was hilarious. I was just like, oh, there is so much stuff going into this scene. I thought that was great.
Have we had our first Wilhelm scream yet?
No. Okay, so they changed the thing. I can't remember which movie they said they changed it in, but they moved away from the Wilhelm scream and they changed it to something different. And I don't know if people have discovered what it is yet, but they said it is one sound effect, one scream or something like that they have put in every single Star Wars project since. I don't remember if it was Rise of Skywalker or if it was Mandalorian that they started doing it. I can't remember which, but they said you have to look for it and find it. But they retired the Wilhelm scream because they said it had been overused. So
come on.
Oh yeah, I know. I still want it, but you know.
I mean, it's in freaking Lord of the Rings, and
it's
like
in everything, isn't it?
It's everywhere now.
It's
so.
because it's the best.
Yes, it is. But they said they created something.
If it ain't broke. Pardon my very squeaky chair.
That's fine. So like yeah, we have not heard the Wilhelm scream since I don't even remember. I think Rise of Skywalker or something like that. I don't know. But I know they created something new that they have been using in I think Mandalorian and probably Book of Boba Fett, but I don't know what it is yet. Somebody's probably found it, but I don't know yet. Moving on a little bit in episode 4, we get the return of the Max Rebo band. Woo! We got to see Max Rebo playing some sick tunes in that little
blue guy.
Yeah, we got to see him playing some tunes in that little casino thing there, run by what's her name? That Twi'lek. I don't remember her name.
Oh no, but she annoys me in a way.
She annoys you. Yeah, something about her doesn't quite fit with Star Wars to me, but I mean, oh well, that's
it's the eyebrows.
The eyebrows.
Have you actually? There's actually a thing on that. Like, it's a crossbreed between Twi'lek because Twi'leks don't have facial hair.
Oh, yeah.
But they
now
say
that you say that, I just
It's probably what I.
Yeah, that might be it.
They say she's probably a hybrid between human and Twi'leks because they intermingle a lot.
That could okay.
Because you also know that her head tails are a little different than normal Twi'leks.
They are lopsided as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that's an interesting theory. Have they said that in like officially?
No, it's
or
just a fan theory because some of you look at like in the Clone Wars was the video that I was watching this on the one where they're like I forget
on
which
Ryloth?
Jedi's defend on Ryloth. Yeah, like there are you don't see any of them with eyebrows. They all got like the males have the head ridge and the females are all smooth skin.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's it.
That's why they're theorizing like the actual
species. That might be why she's been throwing me off. I'm like something looks wrong about her, and that might be it. Is the eyebrows? Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that's interesting. So talking about that cantina or casino scene, I've wrote multiple times in this that Chris Santon is awesome. Like that
that scene was so good.
I loved it so much. Like he is probably one of the best. Like not that he's like a super like big character.
He's not just
anything,
like he's not just randomly violent too. He's not just like throwing. He's not just picking bar fights. He's like sitting there, having lost a job, getting drunk, and he's like you almost feel like he's just like, okay, what's this gonna be? In the bar scene is like, is he like what's gonna happen here? Because he's sitting there, he's drunk. Like, okay, is he depressed? Is he angry? Is he trying to drink away his misery? What? And you see him like looking at the Trandoshans, and he's getting madder and madder. He activates his knuckle dusters, and he's just is like, okay, stuff's gonna go down.
Yep.
And then he takes on all 4 of them at once.
I loved it so much because there's so much history with Wookiees and Trandoshans that it's just like
on the first episode they freaking brought the Wookiee pelt.
Yeah, exactly.
That's been confirmed by that's a Wookiee pelt that
Yeah.
that Trandoshan gave
Yeah,
freaking Boba
yeah. It's
as
just
a tribute.
there was so much stuff in like even in the Clone Wars in Legends
Mhm.
in canon that the Trandoshans have they've enslaved a lot of the Wookiees. They've hunted them down and slaughtered them for sport and just
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. We got to see that in one of the clone or 4 of the Clone Wars episodes when they brought in Chewbacca.
Yeah.
When Ahsoka met Chewbacca and the Trandoshans like stranded them on this island or whatever, and they're hunting them down and stuff. And you got to see Wookiee pelts all over the walls and all kinds of stuff like that
Yep.
because they prize hunting down the Wookiees.
Yep.
And Chrysanthemum was, a gladiator, so he
Mhm.
was a slave at one point, and coming off of, like you said, like a job that he failed, which I don't think he does that very often at
No.
all. He does not fail very often, so it's like he is just he is mad. He is very, very mad. And then seeing Trandoshans right there, that's just like,
Having a good time, making a lot of money.
yeah,
That's the big. I think that's what did is like they win money, and he just lost his job.
Yes. So I was
There's
just like,
so many points in
this-
that scene that are so good.
and okay,
One of my
his prosthetics as well, like, or the whole animatronic, like his eyebrows were moving, his
Gosh.
blinking, his mouth, like there is so much that goes into that costume. It is so awesome. I just want to see more and more of him, and I Yeah.
really want a scene just in one of these next episodes where you can just go off on a bunch of people.
I mean, we got
all
a
the
little bit
singers.
of that
I-
already.
Yeah, I know we got a little bit of that, but I mean that's 4 guys. I want to see
All
of
of
them.
them.
Or I want to see
we did see it a little bit, like we saw like this, like okay, 4 against 4 partying, upper class Trandoshans, but he takes on 4
he was drunk too.
minor league assassins. Yeah, minor league assassins. Boba Fett as he's trying to get his armor, and then 2 of the I can't remember the name of the pig aliens
Oh, the Gamorreans.
that he literally he tackles both and knocks them downstairs.
Yeah.
And just
Oh, the
like those guys are
Gamorreans.
not weak.
Yep.
What?
The Gamorreans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
Gamorrean
Gamorreans.
guards.
Gamorreans are not weak,
No.
especially when one of them's played by a former MMA fighter. Like,
Yes,
not
yes.
weak,
Yeah.
right? So it's you see just how just on borderline unstoppable this guy is, and
Yeah.
then back to the bar fight, like the whatever I can't remember her name.
Yeah, the
Um,
Twi'lek.
The Twi'lek, like she starts to talk him down, like
Yeah,
back when you were a gladiator, you were you were a warrior, you're a champion of the people, and goes on, and then
Yeah.
he like those facial expressions say
Uh-huh.
so much because and he's
Yep.
like you see that he actually starts like he's calming down,
Yeah, no.
and then she says then she's like he's calming down, he's getting a little more reasonable, and then she oversteps like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
that eyebrow, that freaking
Oh,
eyebrow.
Yeah, if she didn't have
Like,
those, it wouldn't.
No, his
Well, no, I think
When-
it was
when
I
sh-
think it was her eyebrows that set him off. Honestly.
right. But no, what like because if you watch the facial expressions that go like you're a hero, you're great, you don't need to bother with this guy,
Yeah.
he's nothing to you, this is beneath you. And he actually
Yep.
like looked like, but then she says like, I'll make a deal with you,
Yeah.
I'll clear your tab if you let him go. And then it's like you see the eyebrow pop.
Yeah.
Like, really? You think
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be a bad sorry, I'm not gonna be can I say badass?
Well, you just said it. So.
I know. Oops.
Well, we try not to say anything
Okay.
like that, but
Okay. But he's like that moment of like, you seriously think you're gonna bribe me not to show how much of a warrior I am?
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
just
where-
that moment
where
of
he's just like, you're not
Almost put
actually
down.
yeah he's like, you're not being truthful, you're not being honest with me, these aren't your real thoughts, you're just trying to make sure your casino is
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
not disturbed at all. So it's just like he's just like, I know you're being disingenuous, and this is my
Almost
fight.
like the way she said it too was like babying him.
Yes, yeah, where he's just like,
It's like he's not gonna bargain with
Yeah,
you.
he's not-
It's not
yeah, it's just
He'd be like, okay, put him down and walk out, and they'll like,
and pays his tab.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
love-
rip this guy's arm off, and I'm gonna pay my tab.
Yes,
'Cause
I
I can do
love
that.
Can you
I love
can you
that.
imagine if, like, it would have been so much worse if, like, he had actually listened to her, right?
Mm,
Because that wouldn't have
I
developed his character for the fan base as well.
yeah.
You know, like, they want to develop him into
Yeah.
to an actual character, and that's how you do it.
Yeah, and it's just like, I really enjoy
it-
his character, and we
yeah.
got to see like, cause that's a thing Wookiees do is they rip people's arms out of their sockets, like they've said, like in episode 4 they said this that that rip let the Wookiee win, when they were playing that game, and there was actually a deleted scene. You can go and find this on I think YouTube and stuff in The Force Awakens when I can't remember the guy that was giving Rey the rations and stuff. Chewbacca,
Oh, Chewie, like,
he rips that guy's
spins
arm
him
off
around
and
and-
beats him with it. There's a deleted scene. You can find it.
seen it.
It's
So
I think
not
That's the
him
thing.
though.
I
It is
know.
so not Chewie. Like,
That's probably
they
why
did
they
a
cut
lot.
it.
I think, I don't know who thought this was a good idea.
But that's a thing.
If
That's
they
a
kept
thing.
that in, everybody would be so confused for
I
the
mean,
amount of time that's just happening.
Like,
that
if it was
and-
Black Satin, that makes
Yes.
sense because he's a brutal.
But that's a thing that
Chewie's-
Wookiees are
Chewie
known
gets-
to do. I mean, Wookiees are known to rip people's arms off and then beat them with it. He's
Yeah, no,
actually
but we haven't seen he didn't do it all the way up
Yeah,
until
but
this point.
But
like,
Chewie's not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly. But that's why I'm so happy we got to see it here. He didn't beat him with it, but I mean, he has done this in the
I
comics.
honestly think they
with
did
Bosk.
it better.
Yes, it fits this character so much better.
He just drops him like he's nothing
Yes.
and just walks out the door. Like,
yeah, it's awesome.
I'm gonna do this because I freaking want to, and no one
It's
is
just
gonna tell me
awesome.
not. No one can stop me.
Yeah, it's just it was so satisfying. I loved it. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they're in the comics. Chrysanthemum actually has done this to Bosk. He rips. I think it was his legs. He ripped his legs off and then beat him with it or whatever. But
Oh my
Trandoshans, since they're more they're lizards and stuff, they grow their limbs back. So Bosk has regrown his legs because Chrysanthemum has ripped his legs off before.
I'm just visualizing.
I know, right?
Deadpool.
So it's like I love
If we're keeping this G-rated, I won't go any further than that. But I'm just for those of our viewers who have seen that I'm just seeing lizard version of Deadpool with little itty bitty baby legs.
Yes.
Like,
yes, that's what I was
that's just so
thinking.
disturbing. I would
Yes.
honestly rather be dead, I think. Like, honestly, if it was a choice, I
Yeah.
think I'd rather do nope, I'm good. Or just not have him grow back. I don't know.
Oh man.
Like there's some cool wheelchairs and other objects in Star Wars besides
Just,
slowly growing
Darth
my
Maul
feet back.
spider legs. Come on, man.
Oh god, well, maybe not that.
Oh man, but yes, I really am enjoying Chrysanthemum. He is such a cool character. I can't wait to see more. And now that he is on Boba's team, I can't wait to see so much more. Of him.
Additionally,
Yes.
I'm a little. I honestly, when I saw episode 3 before episode 4, I thought it was okay, he's letting him go because he's a liability.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, is this kind of tying into the Wookiee life debt thing? Because it's
Yeah.
you could have killed me, you had every right to kill me, but you're
Mm.
letting me go.
Yeah.
But also, Black Chrysanthemum is not the most honorable of Wookiees.
Yeah. No. Except
Is
for,
it
seems
canon?
like towards Wookiees maybe, but not really anybody else. It seems.
I think it's part of their culture, but I'm pretty sure. I actually, is Chrysanthemum even a Legends character?
I think he is. I don't know. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
Not to this degree, but what the thought I'm having is the reason he was banished from Kashyyyk
He was.
because
I thought he was taken.
I
as a
don't know if it
slave.
was I don't
Yeah.
know if it's Legends or canon,
Hmm.
but he was banished in one of the storylines. He was banished Kashyyyk because he used his claws to kill another Wookiee,
Oh.
which is completely forbidden
Yeah.
in their philosophy, because it's
Hmm.
supposed to be these are not, because they have claws, they have for climbing it,
Yeah.
they're giant trees,
Yeah.
but they're not part of their law it is not, in like the religion is these are not meant for fighting.
Yeah.
I think it like ties into like way back they were much more brutal of a race than they are now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
As far as lore goes, but like he killed someone with his claws. Like they can kill each other, but they can't do it with their claws.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, tribal. I mean, like, just I freaking love Wookiees.
Yes, Wookiees are.
All
This
this.
is great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I almost see him. I don't want to be the kind of guy to say this, but I almost see him having a heroic death at the end.
Yeah, that could totally
either
happen.
saving Boba's life or
yeah,
just something like that.
That or he.
Well, you see it in the Afro comics.
Show a little bit of weakness
or humanity to him.
Always being that kind of guy
humanity, not a cold,
dies,
not a cold-hearted killer just to make a buck.
Yeah, so it's
because he does it in is it like Afro 6 or something? I don't know. It's when she's like being hunted by Vader.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I really love Chris Anton. Like he like that, everything about him. I'm just like, this is so cool to watch, and I love I love seeing it. So what else was I going to talk about? There was something we went off on Chris Anton for a while, and I forgot what I was going to say.
You could keep going.
If you guys have something more to say about him, go ahead, and I'll keep looking at my notes and figure out.
No, I just think the whole fight scene when he's actually like he pulls Boba out of the back of the tank, and then he gets a knife he gets like knife jabs in his side, and then he gets the freaking gaffy stick stuck in his back, and he's still just throwing punches like he doesn't care.
Yeah,
or like he's like, you can see that like almost like almost like you could flash back to him in the gladiator games, like Boba Fett's just nailing him, these nerve hits, trying to nail him in the face and the jaw, and he actually bites his hand.
Yeah.
And he's just like, nah, you're done, dude.
Yeah.
You're done. I don't care. You can smack me around. You're done.
Yeah. I am really enjoying his character, and I can't wait to see more.
I
want to see, like, if they don't kill him off in this series, I hope that he just doesn't ever show up in live action again. I really want to see maybe in Mando or even in Ahsoka. Like, I don't care. I want more of Chris Anton. He is just so awesome.
In canon, I'm wondering if they're going to redo this scene in the Obi-Wan series, depending on where it falls. That scars from Obi-Wan in the comics.
I heard it was Mace Windu.
I thought it was.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's a Jedi. I know that. I could have sworn it was Kenobi because he's hunting. It's something because again, he's working for Chris Anton's working for Darth Vader, and he's helping him hunt that. I'm pretty sure it's Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
I think at that
know
point,
too much about it.
I think if you go back to when before the Empire, I think he's a gladiator.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I don't know if we'll see him in the Obi-Wan series. I don't think they're gonna do too I think they're going to be mostly focusing on other things with Obi-Wan, not necessarily Chris Anton.
Yeah.
I feel like there'd be too much to get in there with Chris Anton, but I'm very much enjoying his character and his involvement in this show. Something I think could like with the ending of this episode, we got to see what is it, the Trandoshans? What is the other species that were there? The different heads of the houses
there was...
and stuff with the territories. What were they all? I can't remember.
I can't remember this. I can't remember.
Yeah, but we got Boba, trying to get them to stay neutral if the Pikes show up and say, hey, betray Boba Fett. And as soon as they were like, okay, yeah, we agree, I was just like, nah, they're going to betray him. And Boba even says this afterwards, where he's like, I don't trust them.
Well, it's like he doesn't trust them, but he also trusts them to trust. I think he trusts them to trust the Pikes less.
Maybe I think because right after that they're talking about how they need more credits, and he's like, we have plenty of credits, and Fennec Shan is like,
I know
yeah, exactly. If we get credits, we can buy a lot of muscle. And when they say that, the Mando theme starts playing.
Well, the line is, you can get what it's is it good muscle
You can
or the
get-
right, you can hire the right kind of people if you know where to look, and then
Yes.
the Mando
the
theme
Mando
drops.
theme
Like,
starts
yeah,
playing,
Mhm.
and that's not even the first time we heard the Mando theme in this episode. In the flashback, when he's going to when he sees the ship taking off right before he rescues Fennec Shan, you see the ship flying away and you hear the Mando theme. So they're already planting that seed. So at the end of this, when they're like, "Oh, you can buy a lot of muscle or whatever," the Mando theme starts playing. What are they going to be doing with it? Are they bringing Mando in? How are
Well,
they going to
he's
do it? Like,
I did not think that. I didn't even think that was going to be a possibility, to be honest.
yeah, I thought
I think they're
well,
gonna
at
do
this
their
point, he
own
doesn't
thing.
have the kid. He doesn't have the young one with
exactly,
him.
and
Yeah.
I was reminded of that afterwards.
Timeline wise, by the time that happens, he's already given it to Luke, because that's
Yeah.
when he takes the seat.
After
is
that,
after
yes.
he dropped them off at the ship.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like it works out timeline wise. So he is, I assume he's back to doing his bounty hunter things. I don't think I don't. Obviously, we haven't seen Mando, so we don't know what he's up to. But it's like he could be back to doing bounty hunter stuff, or he's trying to, because he got the Darksaber, so he's technically now the leader of Mandalore. But I don't know if he's gonna be like, I don't want that, because he tried giving.
He's
up
already
the
said he
Sith.
doesn't. Well,
Exactly.
but just to jump ship to a different series here, is he the kind of like unwilling leader? Like,
yeah,
the best leader is the one who doesn't want to lead,
exactly.
because what's her name? The Duchess's sister from Clone Wars.
Oh, what's her name? I knew it earlier.
I keep
today,
thinking
and I forgot.
Sabine is.
I know,
it's not
but
Sabine.
it's not Sabine.
I keep thinking
It's her
Sabine in my
aunt
head.
or
I'm like,
something.
no, she gave the saber.
It's
to
Bo-Katan.
Thank you,
Thank
Will.
you.
Thank you. Yes, Bo-Katan. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's just behind looking all this up.
Yeah,
Actually,
yes,
he's
he is
smart.
our
I'm
fact
not.
checker.
I was saying it, and then I was like, oh, I muted myself.
Oh, have you been talking this whole time, Will?
No, just for
Oh, phew.
Bo-Katan.
Oh.
I have been enjoying.
So you have, okay.
Oh man. So yeah, are we like? I think they're heavily implying that Mando's coming in.
What I think you also saw there was the one guy that was able to shoot her, the one guy that got beyond, inside her got past her sniper skills.
Yes, was the Mando.
Was Mando.
Yes, and they
So,
both at
yeah.
the end of season 2 of Mando, they got to see him in action doing other. So that's just like this guy.
We'll see that if you got to remember the time from timeline jumping, they haven't done that yet.
What do you mean? Yes, they have.
Or no?
Yeah, they have, because at the
Oh,
end,
yeah, you're right.
At
No,
the
you're
end
right.
of
By the time they're
episode 4,
talking.
it is. This is the furthest we have seen
Right.
for all of the Disney Plus Star Wars stuff. This is the furthest we have gotten, because I
Right.
think we're mostly done with flashback stuff, because it looks
I
like
think we're done.
Yeah, I think they're really focusing on building up, what is coming.
Yeah,
They used
I
almost
think
the
they.
entire 4th episode to show the past. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's they want to drop like they want to drop something big.
Yeah,
They've been building up towards something. They've
mhm,
been giving us a story, feeding it to us,
yeah,
and they want to make sure that it's worth our time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think that mashup with Mando would definitely give that what the viewers want to see. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. I think it's gonna be awesome. How are they gonna do it? Like, is he just gonna be like, "Hey, I'm gonna call him up. I'm just gonna
Yes, I
bring
was
him
very
up on
co- I
the
was-
on the
Phone a
hub."
friend.
I'm like, if
Yeah,
they're gonna
right.
bring him in, I want to know really how they're going to do. Like,
Yeah.
how are they planning on?
How
Well,
I
here's
want to
the
see
thing.
it. What? Go
He
ahead.
doesn't have a ship anymore.
Yeah, Mando doesn't have a ship.
The Razor Crest
Yeah.
is gone, man.
It's gone. So how are they gonna get around doing that? So he can't just show up unless he takes a taxi or something. So are we going to see?
or
Did-
He doesn't have a ship as long as we know. Like, as
He
far as
could have
I know.
gotten something else, but
Well, he could have
his
he could have
ship
kept
blew
the
up, yeah.
Imperial
That is true.
Imperial drop or not drop ship.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but So are we gonna be
Not the big
seeing-
one, the one they used to
Yes.
raid the cruiser.
Yes. So my question is, are we going to see Boba Fett go and get Mando? So we're gonna actually see them leave the frickin' planet. I am like I was saying this last week. I'm sick of sand planets. It is coarse and it gets everywhere. So
It's all throughout the Star Wars franchise.
every planet is a sand planet. And then just watching Dune, I'm like, it's too much. Too much sand. Okay? So I like
Well,
but like are we gonna see Boba fly off world? Because I'm pretty sure did Mandalorian end with them going to Mandalore? Is that where the story is going?
I don't
now?
think we know.
Exactly.
They kind
So
of
it's
left
like,
that in the air.
I know. I think Bo-Katan and her gang was heading there. So
They
are
were
we-
wanting to take this ship back,
yeah.
and then supposedly, oh, what's the drop trooper's name? I'm terrible with names.
I can't remember. I don't know. It's been so long.
She who must not be named because she was fired.
Oh. Yeah, I can't remember. What's her name?
But you know who
Will,
I'm
do
talking.
you
The
know-
drop the
What's
the
what's her name?
is
Will
it
Dara Dune.
Cara
Dune.
Cara Dune.
Cara
Thank you.
Dune,
Thank
yeah,
you. Oh,
yeah.
enough with the Dune. Okay. But
all sand, man.
jeez. But yeah, like if wherever Mando is, if he is in, if he is on Mandalore or some other planet, are we going to see Fennec Shan and Boba go and find him there? And I had been hearing a lot of stuff about like Pedro Pascal being busy with other stuff. That's one of the reasons why they haven't been working on Mando season 3. They basically took an entire year off working on Book of Boba Fett, and Pedro Pascal has been doing The Last of Us and I think a couple other movies or something like that. So the thing is,
He's got like 3 things coming up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I can't remember what there was, but there's
yeah,
like
he's
done several stuff. He has not been idle, that's for sure.
exactly. So it's like obviously, like, is he going to be in like one episode or the rest of the episodes? And if he is it even going to be Pedro Pascal? Because they could easily bring in his stunt guy, because he's not going to take off the helmet probably. I don't see why he would. And then Pedro Pascal could literally just phone in, all of his dialogue. So I mean, there's a lot that they can do with this, but how do you guys think that they're gonna, do it?
I'm seeing 2 different really big options. Is number one, I can kind of seeing them using up almost the entire episode 5 or 6, whatever, going to find him, on a journey to go find him, or like a war against the Pikes. When I think Boba Fett literally says is now we have to prepare for war. We have to,
I think that's going to be
ready
more
for
of
that.
towards the the finale of the season.
Yeah, and I feel like he's gonna come. It's gonna be epic, and it's almost gonna be like out of nowhere, instead of it.
similar to
slowly
Rise of
leading
Skywalker,
up.
the end of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's almost the way he, I wonder if they'll do kind of a callback to when he came in. Boba was kind of in the background with his gaffy stick and his long rifle.
Yeah.
And when he first came into the Mandalorian, and then he comes in fully freaking armored and just
after?
literally
Wasn't that, like,
blows
right
everyone
after?
away.
Yeah.
Wasn't right
Yeah,
after,
he like I'm here for my armor. Wait. And Mando's like, wait, I need to go do something. And then like the stormtroopers start chasing him, and then like, Boba just drops out of the sky and just shows why he was the bounty hunter that he was.
Yeah.
Literally taking out a squadron like it doesn't even matter, and then blowing the 2 ships up even though he was only aiming for one.
Yeah.
I love that line. I was aiming for the second one. It's like,
Yeah.
sure.
Oh man, but it's very exciting. I'm so
Mhm.
excited to see where they take this. I think a lot of people are wanting them to bring back a lot of classic bounty hunters from, the originals, namely Bosk and possibly Dengar and all those guys. And I've been hearing some people say, will Bosk and if Dengar comes in, will they be working for the Pikes? So we'll see, them fighting against those characters, or
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
or is Boba gonna go out, get Mando and those other bounty hunters? Or because
That would be a very interesting episode.
it would be. But I also like I was thinking, I was like, if they bring in Bosk working for the Pikes,
That doesn't
I
make sense lore though.
why wouldn't it make sense if he's already
Well,
got
I
a
mean,
job? Like the Pikes already hired him.
that's
like,
true.
And they're like, well, you're fighting against this guy, Boba Fett. And he's like, Boba Fett's dead. What are you talking about? But I want to see, like, I don't care too much to see Bosk and Boba fight. What I want to see is Chrysanthemum and Bosk fight.
That'd be interesting.
Like, I want to see just, like, a full, like, because like we said, like, Chrysanthemum, like, took out those four
Yeah, he's not.
guys before, like, pretty easily. But Bosk is like, he's on another level. So it's like, I want to see that, like, actual, like, really fight. And and they've got a lot of history together as well from the comics and stuff. So it's like, that would be a really, really cool fight to see, because they set it up already with him hating the I'm drawing a blank on their species. Help me out here, Kevin.
Trandoshans?
Yes, the Trandoshans. We got to see them fight, fight, and they're setting that up already on how much he hates Trandoshans. So if you bring in Bosk, like, you've already got it primed for a good fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. Story. The only thing that I think in the back of my mind is basically here's what along that line of thought. Bosk does come in working for the Pikes, the Pike Syndicate. But when he sees that it's Boba, and it's actually Boba, because he knows Boba from when he was a kid. He essentially raised him after his father gets killed.
Yes, and we get to see a lot of that in the Clone Wars as well.
They do. They actually developed that. So I'm thinking, like, does he see that, and is he gonna do if he's even in this stuff? Is he gonna see Boba Fett like, hey, what are you doing? And then the boss is like, oh, this is you.
Yeah.
Well, screw those guys.
Yeah.
And it's because the Trandoshans are loyal to their family as well. Like, especially in the slave, like, you saw the bloodlust the father got when his son died.
Yeah.
Like, he just like, damn my crew, damn my ship. I am killing this Jedi youngling.
Yeah.
Because you killed my son.
Yes. So it
like just goes berserk.
Yeah.
Like the kids show.
Yes.
like he starts just screaming and clawing and ripping up his own room, and it's like, oh, like, even like as a teenager, I'm like, oh, that's kind of intimidating.
Yeah. So yeah, I am excited to see, like, I hope they bring in Bosk. I don't know for sure if they will. I feel like they'd be dumb not to. But
I agree. We haven't had like a
dead at
live
this point?
action.
Cad Bane, we don't know. We don't know what happened.
No,
to Cad
he's
Bane.
not. No, he's not, because he was in something.
No, in Clone Wars.
I know. I remember. No,
he was in Bad Batch. He was in Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Oh, he was.
Right?
I did not know that. Oh my.
I was
Oh,
holding back. I didn't want to.
I gotta watch that show now. So bad. So does it?
It's a really good appearance.
Okay, great. Okay, so I know before Clone Wars got canceled, they were wanting to do a storyline with Boba and Cad Bane fighting. Is this they developed it for the Bad Batch in this?
Are they going to bring it back for this show though?
Jeez, I hope so. Okay,
Well,
I gotta go and watch the Bad Batch now.
Well, the thing is, at least in the unreleased episodes, that's how Boba gets the legendary dent.
Yes.
Yeah. That very Texas, show, the high noon showdown.
Mm-hmm.
The one-on-one. Let's see how good you are, kid.
Yeah.
Showdown. Because I think he's supposed to die there. I think he's supposed, like, Boba gets shot in the head and his helmet gets knocked off, and you see the dent smoldering, and like, oh wow, that's where it came from. But then you see Cad Bane just sitting there, like, out. I'm like, I don't think Cad Bane wears armor. I'm pretty sure he's out for the count.
Yeah, I don't know.
but it's not official.
Yeah,
So,
but
you know.
also Boba was eaten by a giant sand monster, and yet he still managed to
the plant
survive.
animal,
Yeah, so I
It's-
mean,
that's
the reptilian
That's
plant.
some nasty plot armor right there.
yeah. But like,
Well, Beskar survives everything, man.
yeah,
Right.
except
It's
for a
true.
decapitation from
Yeah.
Mace Windu, which it
Well,
like
he didn't have Beskar.
yeah,
That
I know.
you know, there's just
But
he just forgot to put on his
his neck liner.
his neck liner. You know, he didn't put on that piece that day. You know, it was a little too hot.
Yeah, Sand Planet.
Actually, there was a video I found of I can't remember his name, the actor who plays freaking Boba Fett.
Oh, I'm drawing a blank right now.
But it's
I
him
know.
as like it's like he's playing a quiz on something like a BuzzFeed interview or something.
Timur Mortensen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes through like, what is your favorite lightsaber color? He goes down the list of like green, red, like I can't do purple. It's like the last time I saw this color, it didn't end well, or something to that effect.
That is
It's like,
awesome.
This guy has such a great sense of humor outside the show.
I don't know. I don't know if you've watched any of the because they were on the the press tour or whatever. They've been going around doing the rounds and stuff. And he is
I've seen snips.
hilarious. He is hilarious.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is so funny. He is really bad at keeping things under wraps where it comes to spoilers. Like there's literally like there's a time that he and Ming Na Wen are like doing a press tour, and she literally has to stop him from saying something. She's like, no, don't say that.
Have you seen the
Star
people
Wars
that
version of Tom Holland.
Yes.
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 That's a meme. I've seen it a few times. It's freaking hilarious. But have you seen this? The thing about the Ewoks in one of his interviews?
No, I haven't seen.
He
that
mentions he loves working with these little guys.
Yet. Oh man, what, like Ewoks, or is he talking about Jawas?
That's the thing.
Oh,
Din Djarin fought Ewoks or fought Jawas.
yeah. Well, there have been Jawas in this.
But
In
he's
this
never
show.
worked he said I loved working with those guys. I don't think he's talking about the time he was on a bantha and he's like, hey, which way are the pipes?
No,
And he's
they
like,
were
"Over
taking
that
his
way."
armor off though. They took his armor off.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
feel
may
like
have
it
had
was a
fun
more of
working
like-
with those like the actors and stuff. Saying like he had a lot of fun doing those scenes.
I think he pulled Tom Holland and he goes to that moon. He goes to the moon of Endor. Like I would not be surprised if he pulled a Tom Holland. He actually meant Ewoks.
Maybe. I just feel like he was talking about the Jawas since we've already seen them.
That's what everyone's saying, that it
Yeah.
was a Freudian slip, but I'm like, this guy doesn't do that. He doesn't. He sometimes drops because we know he drops hints, or
Yeah,
we know
like
he
he was saying
accidentally slips up on what he shouldn't say.
The fire spray gunship. Like he said that. He said that, and they're like, don't say that yet. They don't know that.
He knows lore. He knows the lore. So I'm like, the
kind
Jawas
of.
and the Ewoks.
He said that he doesn't know the lore. He's like, I just love the story. Not the story. He's just like, I like playing the character and the costumes, and he's like a big kid just having fun playing with action figures.
Oh, it's him and Filoni are freaking awesome together, man.
Yeah.
Him and when they did the freaking Mando episode, it was great because he's actually sitting there with his guitar.
Yeah.
Or not Filoni.
Favreau.
No. The guy who played
Mando.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. If
Pedro
you've ever
Pascal.
seen it. Yeah, Pedro Pascal. If you ever see them freaking together, it's just freaking hilarious. They're like, we grew up with this. This was awesome. Now we're in it. It's just they're both nerding out. It's like, I love the show.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm
Finish
excited.
my stone cold fries here.
Yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait for episode 6. It's sad that it's almost done already. No, not 6. Is it 5? Yeah, 5.
It's
Woo!
5.
It's not as close to being done as I just thought.
You got an hour left. You got an hour. You're just an hour off.
Oh man. So, yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait to see where they take the show. Anybody have any final thoughts before we close?
I love you guys.
Oh my, that just took a turn.
That's pretty deep.
We're getting pretty deep here in the final minutes.
Oh man. All right. So if anybody is actually watching this live, if you guys have any questions for us, you guys drop that right in the chat, and we'll try to answer some stuff. If you guys have any thoughts about Book of Boba Fett, or even any of the other things that we talked about, like the Batman, Lord of the Rings, anything like that, you guys can drop that in the chat. So yeah, that's about all I've got to say. All my notes, I'm all the way at the end. So if we don't get anything from the chat, you guys, we can start wrapping things up. Starting with you, Gavin. Where can people find you on the worldwide internet?
You can find me on YouTube. GMS is the name right here.
Here, no, it's
And,
other
yeah.
side. Other side. It's like over here.
Right here.
Yeah, it's down.
There.
It's down there. It's down there.
I have it here.
Oh well,
Okay.
I don't know what to say about that, but
Put it right over. That's the URL right over his. Right over
yes,
his
you gotta
eyes.
you gotta stick it right over there. I could do that, but I don't want to take all the time to do that. So yeah, so if you guys want to follow Gavin over there, he makes all kinds of short films, reaction videos, and vlogs. So he's doing all kinds of fun stuff over there. He puts a lot of hard work into that. So, Kevin, is there anywhere on the social media that you want people to follow you at? If you're even, if you do anything on that sort of thing.
The only thing if you can follow my actual Instagram, Kevin Kidd Jr. and voice for the radio on TikTok. I have a few reaction videos and a few skits.
Cool.
And I plan to make more, but
Awesome. That's fun.
time is not my friend right now.
Yes, I
It's
understand
basically
that.
just weekends, and I use that for other just being with the
Life.
family and chilling.
Yes.
Yeah, wife and baby,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, I know.
wife
how
and the
that
little
feels.
one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yep. So and Will, last week you said that people can find you at the local post office. Where can they find you this week?
They can find me at their local police station,
Oh no!
where I will be bailing my friends out of jail.
Oh, I thought you were, like, in there for something.
Oh yeah, I thought you were going.
That's
that
why
route.
he's not showing his camera. He's actually behind
Yeah.
bars.
You know what's funny is that you
Confirmed
said
now.
you're
Yeah,
local.
yeah, that
Live.
You
makes
said
sense.
you're local, so are you just at every prison right
Yes.
Everybody's
Yeah,
local police department.
now? And
I
don't even
so
care
what
where
was
you're from.
happening. If you remember last week, I closed with I was stealing
You were
everyone's mail.
stealing everybody's
That
mail.
is true.
You
And
said
they
that.
just
Now-
put you in every jail now. Okay.
Yep. Because I stole from every local post office.
You
He's
did?
wanted in 20 counties.
Every-
That's what it is.
They split you up into individual pieces and just send you all over the world.
That's right.
Whoa, that took a turn.
Fine. They put you in boxes and
Why don't we
Okay.
just chop?
I
it
was
up
just
into
gonna
little
say each
pieces and
prison
give
is
you your
just
pooches?
taking a turn holding him for a few days,
Yeah.
and then they just pass him on to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
don't
sure,
worry,
we'll
I'll
go
be
with-
I'll be in this town next week. You
Yeah.
guys know where they need me.
I'm doing Q&A sessions, live Q&A sessions
Oh yeah.
from my
It's gonna
cell.
cost you.
Nice. All right.
Inside the penitentiary.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah, somebody bail him out, please. Or don't. We don't care. All right, so
I
you
mean,
guys...
he's still able to stream, so what else do you really need to do?
Exactly. That's all I care about. As long as he can still do this podcast, I'm happy.
That's why he's not showing his face because he's actually
Exactly.
in jail right now.
Yes, he's behind bars. He is detained.
Behind bars.
He's not even. He can't let anybody see his face because then the police will be like, "Whoa, this guy's got a camera in there." What? He's not allowed to have
Yeah.
that in there. But
Do you
Wait,
guys
what? No, they can see the camera. We just can't see what's through the camera.
want to see what kind of lighting I'm working with?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody wants to see that. What are you going to
Do
show
it.
us here?
Picturing
Oh,
like a lamp in the next room
oh
or
my
something.
goodness!
Wow.
This is a horror movie. That is a horror.
It's
horrible.
so
this
dark.
is jail.
It
This
is-
is jail.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I'm glad you put the
Solitary
X-wing up.
confinement, man.
Yep.
All right.
This is much better. You can see the X-wing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you
Unbelievable.
so much for joining us tonight. It has been a blast. Thank you all of you for
Yeah.
watching, and everybody for joining the stream. This has been a lot of fun. I hope we can do it again next week for the next episode of the Book of Boba Fett. You guys can follow me at Digital Film Reel on Instagram, and I also have a Twitter under at Digital Film Reel. I don't post on Twitter too much. I don't like how it's set up very much, but I do post a lot on Instagram, so you guys can follow me over there. That's all I have to say. You guys have a good night, and au revoir.
Thank you.
The same.